You face the boss of blades.
Alright, so this is Open League 1, Round 2. We are playing Catty Boar, which is a variation of Catty Brie, using claws but no claws, versus Tino using an oldie but a goodie Casino Liliana. So let's begin. We are going second. We have Rampant Growth, Agitators, and Hermit. We are going to keep everything but the Primal Summoning here, getting the boar. A lot of ramp in our hand. We have the Hermit to put down the sheep so that if Grim comes out, he'll just wind up hitting the sheep instead of hitting any of our better targets. So Liliana doesn't really do a lot early on for the casino variant. And we could drop the wolf, but there's no real point at this point. Might have been an okay idea to just rampant growth on one because we do want to speed, but I'm good with this. We are going to rampant growth on two though. And then he does have the turn 3 Corpse Conveyor, sending Grizzlebrand. There's Primal Summoning. I could either just keep trying to ramp, maybe drop the birds and the Gat Staff. And that put me up to 8 mana next turn. Yep. Could have dropped the Hermit, but I mean the whole point of the Hermit was to have a target that Grim would be able to take. We do have a birds. Potentially we could just Primal Summoning. Like, was this turn 6? Which would be pretty insane. And there's the Liliana's Goliath, which is an interesting card that he does run to be able to have potential. You could just drop him as a 4-drop. But I think he maybe has the Zombify here. So, no, he's got Anticipate. Okay. So, still digging. Swinging in with the zombie. I'm not going to block that. Keeping my birds. They raise the Zombify, and he gets the Goliath here. So we're just going to rip the Primal Summoning, Draga Druid, Craterhoof Behemoth, pretty good, Rampant Growth, and a Prime Time. Pretty much looking like I'm just going to go for the Craterhoof here. And then we get to swing in with Bert. We'll just full swing it. He doesn't particularly have the best blocks. I'm going to guess we are going to do the birds. Because 10-3 does, unfortunately, block pretty well with our 7-3. But a very early Craterhoof from us, so that is pretty strong. Fearsome Return, turn 5. Getting Grizzlebrand, that is pretty insane, actually. Looking like a very big high roll here from Tino. So, yeah, I don't really have the Nout to Grizzlebrand. We aren't playing Pixies or Miss Ravens even. So, yeah, that's the thing. So we're just going to draw a little bit. Draga Druid, Rampant Growth. There is my Omnath. So I could potentially go for the Omnath OTK starting next turn. But we don't have a way to give trample at the moment. Unless the boar dies. Izzakron Scepter. Always scary when the opponent has the Scepter because they could have so many options. But other than Grizzlebrand, our board does line up pretty well against their board. Grudge Match, that is actually crazy. So Grudge Match does take out our Druid here. And then swinging in with the Grizzlebrand. He definitely wants it to die to get the trigger. So I'm just going to take the 9 here. And Fatal Infection on the birds. So he does have a clear attack next turn with the Grizzlebrand. We could just play the Omnath, try and set up for a potential OTK if we do draw the out. But we're still going to be taking 9 from the Grizzle Brand because we don't have any other flying blockers, and he does trample. We drop the Hermit, get some healing, but yeah, we're just going to go in with the birds. He's going to take it, and then we got our Boar here in for 9. Goliath taking the hit, takes 6, but we do get our trample artifact out. Taking the 2, and we'll drop a little Scion in case we draw a Caddy Bree. But there's the Silent Strike on the Goliath, so we take 23 unblockable damage, and Tino takes it game 1. And of course, fitting style. Alright, so now we're matched up for game 2. Did a little bit of sideboarding, put in my negate, which is really the only card I have for the matchup. Draga Druid, Critterhoof, Grudge Match, Tristani. Just keeping the Druid here. Druid Rampant Growth, double Rampant Growth, and a Grudge Match. Not a lot of... No creatures except the Druid, but we could go turn 2 Druid, turn 3 Rampant Growth. That could be pretty good. And Circle the Druid will give us a potential 2-drop. So that should be fine. Tristani off the draw. And passing back. We're just going to go ahead and drop ourselves the Druid. Anticipate. And a Fatal Infection. That is one of his techs that he's running is the Fatal Infection. That is actually really annoying here because we're only going to be able to get the 1 draw off the Druid. And we did side into Lava Waves to potentially have a board clear. Then, yep, that's the turn 4. He's just got the Liliana's Goliath. You can do that. I'm thinking of Tristani here and maybe make soldiers or just get the mana. Soldiers could be good in case he has like the Grim, but 5/5 does block the Goliath pretty well. Okay. Another Anticipate from Tino. Getting down the Scepter. Take this time in the Scepter here too. And it's back to us. We have the 7 mana, unfortunately, so we can't just Critterhoof here. Yeah, we're just going to drop the Prime Time, played out the birds, make up a field so we can potentially go into a Critterhoof. And we are not going to swing because we don't want him to have the 10-2 or 10-3 out. Going for another Scepter hit. Let's see what he gets. So our plan at this point is we're going to set up a board, Craterhoof, and then go for a Lava Wave the turn after. And that seems like a solid plan. So he has the Flagrant Foul, takes out our Prime Time, and then Scathing Lair is what he got. That is annoying. We are just going to probably block the birds. That actually flips What our Tristani can block for free. Well, there is a Scion. We have a Druid. Dropping the Druid. Get another draw. Up for a second Grandma Growth here. We have a Treetop potentially. We're going to go ahead and finally drop the Wolf. And we're going to drop a Treetop as well. So making a board. Potentially we could just win next turn. Depending on what he's got. He didn't play any reanimation spells or any ways to dump things. He's just been able to land the Goliath. So we could next turn win with Grudge Match plus a Crater Hoof if he doesn't have any other creatures going on. Depending if he's got any traps that can block attacks. But I don't know if it's really enough. Reclamation's pretty solid. Getting back the Flagrant Foul, taking out our Druid. There is another Grudge Match. May as well. He is tapped out. So we are going to Grudge Match to be able to swing in unblocked. And, math is for blockers, so we're just going to get in there. And, okay, that is exact lethal. Taking game 2. Tino unfortunately didn't get really any way off the ground, but we do take those. Alright, so now we got game 3. Nissa versus Tino. Can I land an Omnath combo or something? We're keeping the birds. We have a Druid. We have a double birds and a Druid. That is pretty good for a going first hand. All right. We have birds, Draga Druid. So we might go birds on 1, Druid on 2, birds on 3. But we have an Omnath. So, yeah, we're just going to hold on to double birds. Because we're going to save them with Omnath. And, yeah, we're just going to not care about a lot of this. Scepter on 2. That could be pretty good for our opponent here. Alright, so we are just going to wild shape here. Get a little bit of life. Alright, so he has the conveyor. It's sending off Grizzlebrand. We have the Barkhide. I think we just Druid, and then we just birds. And, I could just attack. I think that's particularly good. Could just birds again. I think I just pass it, and then if he has the Flagrant Foul, he has the Flagrant Foul. We might just go for an Omnath, to be honest. But we don't have the goods yet. Takedown on Draga Druid. That is very powerful. We are going to trade here, though. Zombify Grim. Pretty damn strong, not gonna lie. That is not something that I have an out to at this moment. All I can really do is Omnath and Prey. Yeah. We're on the Omnath and Prey train at the moment. Ah! No! He had Resilient Sphere!
Wow, the 1 mana, and he had it on the extra mana gem too. He just wins here. We had to do it. Our entire hand is a ramp and nothing else we could play. That is absolutely game breaking. I think we just actually lose because of that. That is ridiculous. But of course he has turn 4 Grim, turn 5 Grizzlebrand. Yep. We're scooping. We have nothing. That's it. That was our play. But even if we did, we didn't actually have a way to win with Omnath at that point. Congratulations, Tino. You move on. And yeah, Resilient Sphere absolutely just dominated that. I was very worried about it too.
I'm a pop off, yeah, I said I'll pop off.